Welcome everyone. I'm Amy Loomis and I'm with the Morgantown Area Partnership. Thank you to our members for joining us today for the Learning Lab webinar, Get Out of Your Own Way with author, educator, and motivational speaker and TV host, Lisa Bien. Today's Learning Lab is presented in conjunction with Acuity Specialty Hospital of Morgantown and Wings Women's Innovative Networking Group. Today's webinar will be recorded for our Learning Lab library. After Lisa's presentation, we'll stop the recording so you can participate in the Q&A session freely via the chat box or microphone. Attendees today will receive a link to Lisa's slides and recording, worksheets, and a link to register for an upcoming happy hour on October 7th. It will be a virtual one. If you like today's presentation, please keep your eye out for upcoming Learning Lab webinars. And it's also election season, and the partnership will be offering our morning candidate series with senatorial and congressional candidates in October. So that's enough housekeeping for now, and I want to introduce you to Lisa. Lisa's morning motivation segment on Philadelphia's PHL 17 TV morning news program is a hit with viewers, where her tips on a variety of topics, including relationships and family dynamics, and empowering your life and handling the challenges of living in the pandemic are her subject areas. Lisa guides people on a journey of self-love, compassion, and kindness. Her goal is to inspire people to embrace their true selves to live their best life. Today, Lisa will teach her 4-step bounce back into you plan that she personally uses every day whenever she needs to make a change in her life. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Lisa Bien.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start my spot today just like I do my PHL 17 spot. Every single day I say good morning, and usually I say, and I love Mondays, but today is Wednesday, so I'm going to say good morning and congratulations for taking this hour out for yourself. And so what I always like to invite everybody to do is kind of get centered and focused and be here in the present and the now. So if you can, put your feet down on the floor, put your cell phone turned over. If you can for an hour, that's great. If you can't, I completely understand. And what I love everyone to do is kind of take a deep breath in, close your eyes, deep breath out. We do this 3 times, ready? In. That feels so good. I don't know. I love doing my breathing. One more time. Deep breath in. Out. How many times during the day do you do that for yourself? I just want you to take note and think that through. So good morning, everybody. And I am just absolutely thrilled to be here. And I'm going to start out with a story. And I think you're going to love this story. So this story started out in the summer. My family and I love to make s'mores. Any excuse to make s'mores. So we were out in the backyard making s'mores one day, and my son's girlfriend said to me, "Oh, this reminds me of camping." And I said, "Camping? I've always wanted to go camping. I've never gone camping. Wouldn't camping be so much fun?" And she said, "Yes." She said, "I'm trying to get Jacob, that's my oldest son, I'm trying to get Jacob to do it." And then Jacob said, "Mom, if you do it, I'll do it." So of course, you never want to say no to your son or your kids. So I said, "Great, let's go camping. It'll be so fun." Mind you, I'm 54 years old. I've never been camping in my life. Okay. So fast forward, it is now August, and she sets a date. She says, "Here's where we're going to go." And she planned our first camping trip at Deep Creek State Park. So I say, I'm all in in the summer. But now in August and September, it starts to get a little closer, right? And so my brain starts saying, "What are you doing? Why'd you say yes? You don't even like bugs. I mean, you never went camping. You don't like bugs. What are you going to do if there's bugs? Oh my God. And where are you going to go to the bathroom? Like, it's a state park. Like, what's that going to be like?" And then I started doing research, just like Googling Deep Creek State Park, and they say there's bears. I said, "Oh no." So I start calling my son and I say, "You know there's bears at this park?" And he's like, "You're not canceling, Mom." So this whole experience reminded me, and I kept thinking, what could I share with you today other than my 4 steps, which I love, and I'll talk to you a little bit about my life and how I got to where I am. But this experience reminded me of how we get in our own way. And when I say we, I mean our brains, because our brains tend to think of the negative, right? And then it sticks. So I forged ahead. I went on the camping trip. Let's see. And voila, I had an amazing time. And it was actually just last weekend. So this story is very relevant. It was just fresh in my mind. And what I did is I prepared myself, and we got there. And this is pictures from the trip. And we had an awesome time. But here's what I keep thinking about. What if I didn't push forward? What if I didn't get out of my own way? What I might have missed. So I've always been so fascinated by people. I'm always fascinated by things that they do sometimes. Sometimes I'm fascinated by what they say. So I often say to people, I guess you would call me a student of life, a student of people, but most importantly, a student of myself. And it all started in my childhood. This is a picture of me and my father. I was 3 years old, and my dad left when I was 3. And when you're 3 years old and a parent leaves you, you really cannot articulate, hey, where did dad go? And so there's an abandonment issue that I had to deal with all of my life. So living in an abandonment and just really made me feel that I wasn't good enough. Why would my dad leave? Was I not good enough for my dad to stick around? So then, fast forward, married and divorced, not once, but twice. Because the abandonment issue of my father leaving was such a foundation for me that it always made me feel that I wasn't good enough because my father couldn't stay around. And so I've done, like I said, I'm a student of people. I've done so much research and looking into it, and lots of therapy, I will add, lots of therapy, to recognize that when we're children, after the first 5 years of our life, a lot of the foundation is built. And we don't even recognize that foundation and how important it is until we're older. And then we stop. And what I like to say is, we get off the treadmill of life. Because I kept making the same, I don't like to say mistake, but I kept doing the same thing over and over. I was so riddled with insecurity, not feeling good enough because my father left, and so many other experiences in my childhood. I never felt like I was pretty enough. I changed my entire career in the beginning of early in my career based on me not believing that I was pretty enough. Because when I was a very young girl, my grandfather looked at me and looked at my cousin. And he said to my cousin, who's blonde and beautiful, "You are just so beautiful." And he looked at me and he didn't say a word. So sometimes it's the actions that people do and the things that they say or the things that they don't say that really have such an impact on you and your entire life. So here I was, second divorce, single mom, 2 kids, and it was 10 years ago, lost my job all in 1 month. So I lost my job, second divorce, and I had to declare personal bankruptcy all in 1 month. And some people ask me, how did you do it? And I always say, I had no choice. My kids had to eat. I had to bounce back. So one day I was with my friends. I started my own business, and I was with my friends, and I was hanging out with my girlfriend Susan, and my girlfriend Susan said, you know, I really think it's time that you have a love affair. And I thought to myself, what, is she kidding? What, I just got divorced. I last thing I really want to do is start and be in a relationship with a man. And she looked at me and she said, no, I think it's time that you have the greatest love affair of all with yourself. Think about that. she told me to have the greatest love affair of all with myself. So I went on this self journey for 3 years, and I was living it with such low, self-doubt, low self-esteem, that I decided that it was time to change my story. I had to change my thinking about myself. So I'm here today to share my story, how I changed it, things I did, and then at the end, I'll take all the questions from you. So I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to trust myself. This is a quote that I believe in 100%. Learning to love yourself is how you can find the greatness and the beauty that's within you. Learning to love yourself is how you can find the greatness and the beauty that is within you. We all live with some type of doubt. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not something enough, whatever it is. But once we change our thinking, and once we dig deep and we really think about how did this even happen? How did I even get these thoughts? Your life can change and you can get out of your own way. So first thing I had to do, first thing I did is I took an inventory of my life. Think about that. When's the last time, and I call it really getting off the treadmill of life, when is the last time that you sat down and took an inventory of your life? What is your connection with others like? What's your connection with your colleagues? What's that like? I had a friend who, she changed her job every 6 months for 2 years. And she would call me and she'd get a new job and she'd say, this was the best job the first month. The second month, it was the best job. And by the third month, she was like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe this. These people are crazy. And she was always the other people. So after her fourth job, and I love her dearly, and after her calling me and saying, what do you think? I said, in my very nice way, do you want the truth? And she said, yes, please share with me the truth. And I said, okay, here's what I think. I think you need to take a deeper look at yourself. Are you doing the research? Are you looking for the right job? Maybe you're not the perfect fit. So inventory of life, look right down, connection with others. How's it going? How's your relationships going at home, with your family, with your extended family? Gratitude. Are you living in gratitude every day? Because I believe that when we live in gratitude, we have a happier life. When we have a happier life, we have a happier work life. We have a happier life in general. Meditation, I meditate all the time, so I had to get back to meditation. So I did the inventory of life. And here's the thing about sleep. I don't know about you, but I was finding, especially before the pandemic, maybe not so much now that people are working out of their homes, but I was getting a lot of this. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I worked 12 hours last night. Oh my God. And I didn't sleep. Any of this sound familiar to anybody? And I only slept 6 hours last night. I'm so tired. It became a badge of honor to say that we don't sleep anymore. It became a, look at me, I didn't sleep. I'm Superwoman or I'm Superman and I don't really need sleep. Yes, you do. We all need sleep. So take inventory. How much sleep are you getting? And how much quality sleep and movement. Now, this is really hard for me right now because I'm sitting on my chair. I literally have to get a desk sooner than later so that I can walk around, because normally I'm in the room and I'm shouting from the rooftops. Movement. We got to get movement, especially now during the pandemic. It's not easy, but you got to force yourself to get out there every single day and move, walk. I was the biggest procrastinator for the longest time. I don't want to work out. I don't have the right shoes. I don't want to work out. I don't have enough time in my life. What? You don't have 45 minutes for yourself? Okay. So take stock, inventory of your life, and nutrition. I don't know about you, but here's my thing. Last year I lost 40 pounds, 35, 40 pounds on this fabulous diet, right? Fabulous. I woke up in the morning, I had a shake. I had to buy all the food from them on a website. Then I ate a bar that was from them. Then I lost all this weight and I was like, oh, this is great. I lost all this weight. I could not maintain it. Why couldn't I maintain it? Because I didn't learn how to eat properly. We all know really how to lose weight. Less food, get moving. So what I decided to do is hire a nutritionist. So the nutritionist doesn't make me order bars from her website, order protein shakes. She teaches me how to eat and what to eat. So I challenge you today, after this call, to take an inventory of your life. Ask yourself, how are things going right now in my life? And then I create what I like to say is a personal resume. So during my experience, after my divorce became final, I had to start my own business. I had to declare personal bankruptcy. I lived in fear for 3 years. And when you live in fear, it's very daunting. And so I needed a reminder of who I was as I was going through the dark time in my life. So I created a personal resume. Now, I also teach at Temple University, and I have my students do this as well, because I think we focus on our professional resume so much. How is my career going? Here's what my strengths are. Here's what I need to work on. How about we all build a personal resume? What's your current goals and aspirations? So mine are, for example, is I'm a passionate, warm person with a desire to help people see their own beauty, to love, be compassionate, support people in their growth and their development, and to create beautiful memories with me. That is my aspiration and goals. And then I went back and I look at your life history, outline it, childhood. Think about it. What were meaningful experiences in your childhood? Teens, young adulthood. You're all young adults now, right? So we'll stop there. But if you wanted to go past young adult, you absolutely can. However, so I want you to think about that. We don't do that enough. We look at ourselves against our professional resume. Let's look at who we are as a person, as a human being. Guys, you're all awesome. We're all awesome. We just get stuck because we get so in our head. We allow the negative to take over. Think about meaningful experiences and your major influences and major life events that have impacted you in one way or another. Because sometimes we get so busy in our life that we forget to stop and evaluate our life. And we let it all just keep going. So that's one of the things that I had to do when I went on my journey. And then this is where we're going to stop because I want to make this a little interactive. I want you to think about the 5 things that you love about you. Here's the thing. We're born, people tell us how awesome we are. You're so good. You go to elementary school, mom and dad or aunt or uncle, whoever tells you, you're really smart, you're really this, you're really that. Or maybe you have people who never told you that. So you have to learn it for yourself. Because I had to learn how to like myself, love myself, and trust myself. Because I had a mother who got divorced from my father. My father and my mom decided, oh, I'll make a decision and Lisa's not going to see her dad anymore. So I've never met in person my father, never had a conversation with him. And then I have my mom who suffers from depression, and she always looks at the glass as half empty. So I worked hard every single day and still continue to work hard every single day to create the life that I know I deserve and that I want to have. So I have to work hard to remind myself what makes me special. I got to know who I am and be able to embrace that. So here's my list. I'm going to challenge all of you right now. We're going to pause. You can have a cup of coffee while you're doing this. Take a sip of your coffee. Think of the top 5 things that you love about being you. Top 5 things that you love about being you. And if you want to share, put it in the chat. That would be great. Melissa, you look like you're done. Are you done? You don't have to share if you don't want to. Anybody want to share in the chat? Let's see if I can see it. Do we have anybody who wants to share in the chat? I don't know if I can see it. Is Amy on still? Oh, okay, good. There's 3 chats. Thank you. Okay, so sense of humor, sense of style, giving attitude, dedicated, honest, funny. I love that. Everybody, thank you for sharing the people who shared their comments. Everybody should understand and know and appreciate who they are. Oh, I got some more coming in. Hold on. Honest, hardworking, caring, trusting, passionate, ambitious. These are all fabulous. Here's what I want you to do. Someone wrote fun, tall, empathetic, healthy, and loved. Fun, tall, empathetic, healthy, and loved. I have a feeling I know who that is. But anyway, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to write that down and keep that somewhere where you're always going to see it. So you can always remind yourself just how awesome that you are. I think it's important that we kind of give ourselves an attaboy or pat ourselves on the back and remind us just how awesome we are. So after I went on my personal journey, after 3 years of going on this personal journey, making to-do lists of things I wanted to do, I always wanted to travel, so I traveled by myself. I made a plan, I made some goals, and then I made a plan of how to execute and get it done. So when I was done my journey of, going on this journey, I decided that it was time to help others. So I created a television show at Temple University called Bouncing Back with Lisa Bien. And the goal of that TV show was to share with everybody the adversity in life that we all go through. In my dream one day, we're all going to walk around with a shirt or a sticker that's going to tell folks what we're really going through in life. I'm scared, my loved one has COVID, whatever we're all really facing today, we would know and we would be kinder and gentler to each other. So I created a show called Bouncing Back with Lisa Bien. And while I was doing the show at Temple University and teaching at Temple University, I realized that our college students, just like myself, we are so consumed with getting good grades, getting the degree, getting the good job. But how about the other parts of life? How about the parts of being a good person, having a healthy relationship, having healthy boundaries, and learning that we all have adversity to overcome. So one day I'm at the TV studio and my producer said, I think you should write a book. And I think you should write a book and tell people and share with people your story and really exactly what you did to bounce back. Now I'm going to share with you my 4 steps today. And you might say, well, that's really easy. Well, there's nothing really easy about it. It's actually hard. When you want to change your life, you have to really focus on what are your behaviors and what actions are you taking to make the change. So I'm going to share with you my steps from today from my first book, Life Happens, Bounce Back. Now, my last book is 111 Ways to Bounce Back. And I'm giving you a handout from that book at the end of this session. In the chat box, you're going to get 11, You're going to get 11 journal prompts from 111. So then you only have 100 left if you decide to get my book. But it's journal prompts that I actually use and continue to use every day to make sure that I get better every single day. So the first step, it's actually called my 4 gets. My 4 gets. What are the 4 gets that you must have? So the number 1 is get clarity. Get clarity. Stop, look, and evaluate. What is it that you want to change? What needs to be changed? I would bet somebody always wants to change their weight. Somebody always wants more money. Well, I think we all want more money and career happiness, right? So many of us are in situations where we're like, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm good. All right, this up. This is your opportunity to really think about what is it that you want to change. For me, I wanted to get into a healthy relationship. After my second divorce was final, I knew that something wasn't right. Man, everybody else seemed to be getting it right. All my friends, some of them are still married 25 years to this day. What was it that I needed to change? And I knew exactly what I wanted to change. I wanted to find a healthy relationship, but I had to get clarity. I had to stop, look, and evaluate and decide what needs to be changed. So that's your first get clarity. Your second get is get real. Get real. Stop and take the blinders off and get real. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? You know what's holding us back? I'm fine. I'm good. He didn't mean it. It's okay. My first marriage, he threw a bowl in my head. And I made an excuse for him. And I said, oh, he was having a bad day. He didn't mean it. What? And the second time he picked his hands up to me, I said, oh, he meant that. And I'm out of here. So the second get is get real. So let's take a look at get real. What's holding you back? I'm going to use the example of camping, my camping trip. The event was my camping trip. The thoughts, oh my God, the bugs, the bed, the bears. I was actually legitimately worried about bears. And everybody was like, it's a state park. Yes, there are bears, but I'm pretty sure they're not coming after you unless you go after them. So I got irrational thoughts. So it's write down the event, what's your thoughts, and then what are you feeling? Scared, nervous, unsure. Oh, I didn't really want to go camping. I kind of just said I wanted to go camping. It was in the middle of the moment. I had a glass of wine. I was out in my backyard and I was in the safety of my own home, drinking a glass of red wine, having a s'more. Oh yeah, camping sounded great at the time. And the action was, I actually did it. The action was, before I did it, I wrote on Facebook, hey guys, how many people have gone camping? I could use some best tips. I did research. I went online. Everything is online right now, right? So whatever we really need, we could just Google it. So I wrote best tips for camping. I went prepared for my trip. But you know what? We can do that for every single thing in life. What is the event? What is the thought? What are we feeling, and what is the action? I'll give you an event from yesterday. Yesterday, somebody called me and told me something that really upset me. And she said, this person is really mad at you. All right, it was my mom. It was my mom. Your mom is really mad at you because of X, Y, or Z. And it got me really upset. And my thoughts were, at first, really angry. Like, I don't believe that this person's calling me and telling me this. And then I really took a deeper dive in why I was feeling this way. Because first we have to pay attention to the events, the thoughts, and how we feel. Why was I feeling this way? Why was I feeling that anger? Why was I feeling that? I was feeling it because it was tapping into the insecurity that was built when I was a young girl, that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't being a good enough daughter. And the action, I got frustrated. And I went downstairs and I started to eat. And then I stopped myself and I said, what event is making you eat right now? Think about how many times we get frustrated, we get upset, and we take an action, and then we stop ourselves. The best part is we stop ourselves. We're human beings. We're all going to have reactions. In a perfect world, we would have no reactions and everything would just slide off of our shoulders. Wouldn't that be a perfect world if we were just like, yeah, that's okay? But it's not. So you have to pay attention and track your mind. I say track your day. If you really want to change your behavior, track your day. Pay attention to the events, thoughts, feelings, and the actions. Okay, let's see. Next up, get vision. So this is one of my favorites too. They're all my favorites. But so get vision. What do you want your life to look like? It's your movie is what I like to say. What is it you want your life to look like? Remember this. You are the starring role in your movie. It's no one else's. I was in a really bad relationship once. And my therapist said, if you had a movie of your life right now, he would be in every single screen controlling your life. So what you need to do is look at your life and look at the 5 people that spend the most time with you in your life, because this is true. It's all over social media, but it's true. You become as good as the 5 people that you spend the most time with in your life. I say we need to take stock of our life. Who's in your life? What are they doing? It's fall right now. Pretty soon, if some of you haven't done it already, we're going to go through our closet and we're going to clean out some of our summer clothes, and some of the pile is going to go to the left and that's going to get donated, and some is going to go to the right. We're going to keep it for next summer. Then we're going to bring out our fall clothes, and we're going to have a sweater that we know we want to get into it, but we might have gained some weight. We can't get in. We're trying to squeeze into that sweater. That's like friendship. Sometimes a friend just doesn't fit your life anymore. That's okay. You got to let that sweater go. So when you're cleaning out your closet for the fall, think about cleaning out the closet in your mind, in your life. Who is in your life? What are they offering you? Is it positivity? Is it negativity? Is it toxic? Is it a healthy relationship? Are there healthy boundaries? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to create a personal vision and mission statement. Create a personal vision and mission statement. And develop goals for you, for Melissa, for Heather. Develop goals for all of you. What do you want your life to look like? Now here is the tough one. It's get going. So, we make these big plans and we set these big goals, but honestly, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change unless we do something. So let's take the example of food, right? I want to lose 10 pounds. I know I want to lose 10 pounds. I have to get real. I better exercise. I know what I want my life to look like when I lose 10 pounds. I want my face to look a little thinner. But okay, in the meantime, I'm still beautiful. We have to look at ourselves. What do we want? And what actions am I really going to take? This is the tough one. What actions are you really going to take? It's the action. You're all in business. You make a plan. You set goals for your business. If you don't change your behavior, and do it on a regular basis, nothing's going to change. For food, we know we can change. We know what we can control. Let's focus on what we can control. We can control our food. If you know you like brownies at 9 o'clock at night, don't buy the brownies and don't have them in your house. And then they're not there, and then you don't have to eat your brownies. If you know that you like liquor, or if you like wine, which I do, you need to necessarily have it every night. You can make a plan. How much food are you eating? How much exercise? So let's focus on what we can control. So you make a plan. That's the get going. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. Eating, the shakes and the bars, they're all really great. But at the end of the day, you have to do the work to get the job done. So this is another slide that I like, and it says, don't let the F word get in the way. Does everybody know what the F word is? Everyone know what the F word is? It's fear. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I want you to pay attention to how much you say fine, or you think about your fear, because when you really think about what's holding you back from getting the life that you truly, truly deserve, it's usually the, I'm fine, it's okay, it's good. How's your job? It's okay, good, I'm fine. Or there's a lot of fear because you're fine because you're scared to take the next step. The picture here is Nitro. It's a big roller coaster in Great Adventure in New Jersey. I don't know if anybody's heard it. I'm sure you have Great Adventure in New Jersey. It's a theme park. And my older son, he is an advocate. He just loves roller coasters. He's traveled the country and has probably been on 300 or so roller coasters. And we were sitting in my family room one day, and he said, I had started going on some roller coasters with him when he was young. And he said, Mom, you going to try Nitro? Now look at that. Does that look like anything fun? I mean, unless you really like roller coasters. And I was like, no, Jacob, I don't think I want to go on Nitro. Why? I said, well, I'm really scared. And it looks really scary. And he goes, but you don't know until you try it. So he was young. I wanted to prove to him that, okay, I'm going to break through my fear and go on the roller coaster. And I did. I went on the roller coaster and I had a great time. And I went on it again. And then I got sick and I said, I'm not going on it anymore. But the point is that I gave it my best shot. And so we really need to think about breaking through our fear and getting out of our own way. There's a Harvard study that says 50% of people spend 50% of their time thinking and ruminating about something that's happened to them in the past, or thinking about and worrying about something in the future. But if you're here in the now and the present, and you go and you live in that now. So I lived in the now and I went on the roller coaster. Pay attention to your thinking. This is one that is, I work on it every single day. I wish there was an easy fix. I wish I could say we all wake up every single morning and we're smiling and Susie Sunshine. But I have to pay attention to my thinking. How do I do that? I wake up every day and I create my day. I wake up every single day and I create my day. Focus on the positive, clean out your thinking. What lenses are you actually looking through every single morning? Think about it. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, I challenge you, first thing to think about is, what did you think of as soon as you woke up? When the pandemic first started, I was waking up every single morning and I had to change my thinking of, oh my God, it's the pandemic. Oh my God, for the first week, oh my God, am I going to get it? Oh my God, am I going to die? My brain went from I'm going to get COVID to I'm going to die. Does that even sound realistic to anybody? So I had to change my thinking, focus on the positive, and really start to meditate and journal. This is a reminder that our thoughts create who we are. Think about this, guys. You spend the most time in every single day with yourself. Every single day for the rest of your life, you actually spend the most time with yourself. It's time for us to delete the negative self-talk. Think about your negative self-talk. Right now, you're even trying to pay attention to me and listen to me. And you're sitting here and you're thinking about, I shouldn't be on here. Maybe I should be at the office. Oh my God, I do that. We all do that. We all do negative self-talk. But when you're aware of something, you can stop it and you can change it. Remember, the thought, how did it make you feel? And the action, what did you do to change it? Is it believable? Is it true? I am 54 years old and I started my television career in my late 40s at a time when most women are ending their television career. People told me, they don't like older people in the news. I don't know. I see plenty of older people on the news these days. So I took a shot and here I am in TV. So I don't believe the negative self-talk. I just said this, you spend the most time with yourself. What you say to yourself, you hear, and then you start to believe. What you say to yourself, you hear, and then you start to believe. So I'm inviting you and reminding you and tapping you on the shoulder to be kind to yourself. To be kind to yourself. I think we all need to say we need kindness, more kindness in the world. And if we're kind to ourselves, then we can be kind to others. So positive affirmations. So when I was going through my deepest, darkest time and lost my job and didn't know where my next paycheck was going to come from, I had these little sticky notes all over. And I still live and swear by sticky notes. And I write positive affirmations and I put them where I need them, to where I need to see them. Something else I did with the sticky notes that I think is a great idea is think about the things that you want to work on. What do you personally want to work on? Do you want to become more patient? Do you want to become a better listener? So if you want to become a better listener, write on the sticky note, listen, slow down, and then put your sticky notes all over the place where you can see it when you're on a business call, or when you're on a call with your son or your daughter, or you're talking to your mother or whomever you're talking to. little reminders for you, for us, for every single day, to how we can truly make our life better. So live in gratitude. So today, right now, take a minute and think of 5 things that you are most grateful for today. What are you most grateful for today, right now? So in the essence of time, because I don't want to, I want to make sure everybody has time for Q&A, I'm just going to continue. But what I want you to do is look at your list of the 5 things that you're most grateful for and put that list somewhere where you can read it tonight before you go to bed, or put that list somewhere where you can read it first thing in the morning, and continue to grow that list. Think about it. 5 things to be grateful for. Tomorrow you could think of 10. So keep growing your list of gratitude and reminding yourself just how blessed you truly are. So this is, I always do the math, and this is a little eye-opening for anybody. So this is who I am. I'm 54 years old. I really hope and pray that I live to 100. So that means I have another 45 years left. Now, I did the math. This was a little bit of an older presentation, so I actually have less days available. But so if you do the math, this is how many days I have left if I live to 100. And this is how many weekends I have left if I live to 100. Think about it. You keep saying you want to change something. You keep saying you want to do something. If you do the math, you might not have all the time you think we have. So if not now, when, become your own best friend, and maybe, just maybe, you can go on an adventure like I did and don't get stuck and have the best time camping or whatever adventure that you want to go on. Thank you.